Hey everybody, what's up? I think you can hear me because I think I actually remembered to turn my mic on, which is awesome. Of course, now I'm touching the mic and I have no idea how much noise it's making, but hey, can everybody hear me? It would be amazing if you could. Um, I'm so happy to be here. Uh, you know, um, okay, good, good. I am audible. That's good. No matter what happens on a Tuesday, I always have this to look forward to. And I love that. And I definitely have been looking forward to this today. Um, Not that it's been a terrible day. It's just I look forward to it all day, all the time, even when I am scrambling because I have been distracted and maybe haven't given myself as much prep time as I should have. But luckily, my wonderful guest tonight, Soularize, is super flexible and has totally gone with the flow. So I'm really excited to have him here. Thank you again. Hey, Mr. Rayner, you know what? I was thinking about you as the pre-roll was going because obviously, because I don't want to get bunned down by the DMCA. My tunes are the intro music. Um, and I was thinking about the fact that you played them on your stream today, almost all of them, and I just really wanted to say thanks. I think you're the third DJ that I've heard play them, and everybody does it differently. And so, like, I get to hear them in a different way every time someone plays them, which is really neat. And it's obviously a good feeling that someone likes them enough to play them, especially alongside the really good stuff that you were playing. Darth Liquid, that is a lie. That, you know what? That's going on screen because that's such a big lie. You have not asked me for them, mister. And if you would, I would be happy to give you a Dropbox link. And I will give anybody a Dropbox link. I just don't have them like up on SoundCloud. So yes, you can have the Rollers and the Rollers Jungle too. So yeah, just hit me up. Let me know and I'll because I won't remember. Like, don't tell me you want them now and expect me to remember because I won't. But yeah, hit me up and I will get her. I will get you. Um, I will get you a link to the Dropbox. And Mr. Rayner has hit upon a very important point. If you want to know anything about me, this is a good thing to know. Rayner says, just got to bribe her with dog pics. And I must tell you, dogs really are the weight of my heart. How do you think Catch 22 got all of my vinyl? He has a cute special needs dog. And yeah, so, I'm not saying there's, I'm not saying there's not a limit to what something involving a dog might get me to do, but I haven't hit it yet. So, you know, keep it in mind. Um, that dog's not dirty. Etch. Oh, cats are good too. I'm just allergic to cats. Static. That's why. Anyway, I'm so glad you guys are all here. Thank you so much for being here, Brett and Brainer. I cannot believe you guys are up so late. Brainer, I hope your test stream went well. It looked great while I was there. Sounded amazing. I really like your layout and your overlay. Um, all of it. Yes, Brett does have a cat. It's a cool looking cat too. I mean, there's medicine, I'm still allergic, but like, I don't hate cats. I've met some cool cats. um, uh, but oh yeah, Bob, that's right. That's what I love about your cat too, because your cat has a people name, and I love like human names for animals. I don't know why they crack me up, but they do. I mean, Bob the cat. Come on, that's amazing. Um, yeah. That reminds me, Darth Liquid, I have forgotten or did not know your puppy's name. I can't remember, but your puppy is probably as big as a horse right now. Darth Liquid has a gigantic puppy, and it's just going to turn into a bigger dog, too. Burmese mountain dog, I think, maybe something like that, something that looks like that. But yes, Bolt and Ruby. Love it. So, anyway, we're almost 10 minutes in. Thanks everybody for being here. Once again, thanks to everybody that donated, cheered, subbed, gift subbed, whatever in March and April. Um, we raised a lot of money for a really good cause. And in fact, let me just go over that again really quick. So, this is what we got on the direct donations to through Tiltify. So Nami got $639.02, and Mind got 20 pounds. And then from Twitch, can you guys see that big number right there? That big one that way? $356.78, and that is going to be split between the two charities. So I have it. It's going to be percentage wise based on UK, US, or UK and everywhere else in US split. I don't know, something like that. And then those are my tips. So, hey, Mr. Rayner, thank you for your contribution. Those tips will also be split as well. So I am super excited. I will I'm just waiting on Twitch to send me a payment. And then I will be making a donation. I'll be sharing that with you guys too. Yay! So excited. So anyway, let's get Soularize in here. I think he's ready. I can see him waiting in the wings. Yeah, so let's talk about Soularize just briefly, because I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm super excited because I don't really know him well at all. In fact, his studio, totally new to me. We were talking about this last night and about how with Twitch, there are just so many amazing people to see that you don't get to see everybody that you want to see. But I fell in love with him during the 174 Fest. He was one of the chatters in the show that I did by myself, and he was so much fun. And I just fell in love with him and wanted to have him on my stream right away. So yeah, let's get him in here and talk to him. God, yeah, I'm not even going to read this because I just wanted to tell me about it. So anyway, let's bring him in. Hey, buddy. Oh, wait, hold on. Do I have you muted? No, I don't think I do. Maybe I do. I do. They should be able to hear you now.
All right. Can you hear me? Chat, can you hear me?
Oh, hold on. There's an echo.
Yeah, there
and
is.
I am not sure why. Okay, now I don't hear an echo. That's good. It might have just been on my end. Again, still learning OBS Ninja, still learning OBS, period. Who am I kidding, right?
Right.
I'm so glad you're here. And
Me too.
I made it. I'm so glad I made it because it's been crazy. And you have been so flexible and so nice with all of my craziness.
Yeah, but, it was a little, a little quick, but we made it work.
How was your stream yesterday?
I was good.
How was your stream yesterday? Because, yeah, good. Okay. Is he loud enough for you guys? I'm gonna turn him up in my headset, but I want to make sure he's loud enough for y'all as well. You know, I try to get myself the same volume as you so that they don't have to, you know, frequently adjust, or I blow their eardrums out and they can just hear you, or vice versa. I mean, you're more important to hear. Okay, good. They are happy. So, okay, so the first question I have got to ask you is Soularize. Where did the name come from? I have a theory, but I want to hear yours. Where did it come from? What does it mean to you?
Okay. So yeah, back in my raver days, I had a nickname of Blinks because I would blink a lot. I don't know. My friend just gave me that name. Just kind of like everybody had their party name, you know what I mean? So that was kind of right. And so
here we are, all these years later.
Still got the curly hair.
Yeah. Well, so Blinks. I'm sorry, Blinks.
Right. So Blinks was like, my little party name, and then I was just trying to think of something, and and it's like I really liked high contrast. I was into like messing around with like editing photos and stuff, and you'd look and see the different effects and stuff like that, and and stuff like that. And I kind of just came up with like, I was like, oh, I kind of like the Soularize effect when you throw it on a photo. And then I was like, let's make it different, and make it so it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's music is my soul. So it was like, all right, let's make it soul arise. So it's like my soul is
Mm-hmm.
is arising, and yeah, it's, I don't know, it was just kind of, it just kind of
Yeah,
came about, and I was like, I kind of like that, that's cool, I'm gonna stick with that. And but yeah, it's kind of, um
that's
yeah,
awesome.
just
I
yeah.
love that. I actually had I was sort of tracking with that. I was thinking like that it was sort of a command is not the right word, but like a exhortation, soul arise, listen to
Right.
this music and yeah,
Yep.
love it. Love that. Um and I do love too that it has a photography connection. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Especially cuz
Yeah.
that effect is all about like the light source as like visible, right? Like a visible uh obviously light is visible, but you know what I mean? It has like a real particular like artifact, right?
Right.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Um okay, so we talked about this yesterday too. I was asking you about, are there things you want to talk about or things you don't want to talk about? So let's just dive in and talk about how did you find jungle drum and bass and how did you start DJing?
Um, so yeah, we can take it all the way back to the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was I snowboard. As you can see, got my snowboards back here, and was just at this local skate shop that I actually was sponsored by him for doing snowboard contests. And the manager there, the one day he had a flyer, and he was like, here's a flyer to rave or something. And I was like, all right, I don't know. Me and my friend will go check it out. So we went and checked it out, and it was like, it was a little weird. It was like, what's going on here? It's like different music and stuff, and stuff we like never even heard of. It's like, all right, didn't even know who was playing or anything like that. And just
Nice.
kind of got into it. See the people dance around with glow sticks and all that stuff, and it's like, oh, that's cool, and yeah, just kind of got into it and kept going back, and then me and my friends, like, we ended up, like, I got a pair of turntables, and they were belt drive Stantons, and I just learned in my bedroom. Like, we didn't even know what kind of records to buy. We were just like, all right, like, what's this kind of music? Oh, this is some house, and then this is like, oh, okay, this is some break beats, and then so it was like house and breaks for a while, and
Hmm.
just kind of learning in my bedroom, like, all right, how do I beat match? Like, what is this? Like, what do I do? And figuring it all out. And yeah, and just got into that. And then my friend got some techniques, and then we ended up starting to go over and play on his techniques. And it's like, oh, wow, the techniques are nice, compared to a belt drive where you're like,
Little bit
you
of a
just,
step up.
you just keep pushing the record, like, all right, keep it on. And so we figured out how to beat match, and kind of figured out, what we wanted to play. That was like the journey. It was like, it's like
Yeah.
going to the record store, like, all right, like, what's this sound like? All right, and just kind of trying to find what we liked to hear and play and stuff.
Hmm.
And yeah, and then
Real quick,
so,
BioSwing wants me to ask
oh,
what
okay.
year this was.
This was so I graduated in 2000, and pretty much got my
High
turntables like,
school?
yeah, graduated high school 2000. And yeah, I'm a little old.
Wow. No, 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 no. I won't tell you when I graduated. Earlier. I
So yeah,
was trying to think what I was doing in 2000, but anyway, go ahead.
yeah, I started going to parties, I guess, in like 98, 99. Just kind of getting
Okay.
into it, and everything, and kind of found it. And yeah, 2000, graduated, kind of picked up the belt drives for a couple years, and then got my techniques in like 2002. 2 or 4, and yeah, I'm still playing on them. They still work. They need a little tune up. The pitch is a little not as accurate as it, precise as it used to be. But I watched some videos
But
and
isn't
saw it
that
you can do
amazing?
that. But yeah, they're just still rolling like
I mean, like,
crazy. These things are
were
tank.
yours new when you bought them or were they used?
I'm pretty sure they were brand new. Yeah, pretty sure they were brand new.
Yeah. Mine were
Uh,
used when I bought them, and I took them. I never had flight cases. I took them to all kinds of gigs, all kinds of weeklies, and just had them on the back seat in the car. They're tanks, man.
they are.
They can take so much abuse, and everything can be replaced. It's amazing. They're expensive, but they do last.
Yeah,
Got to give them
they
that.
they're lasting for a long time. Yeah. So, I did have to replace the
So,
RCA cables once.
well, I mean, apparently, I just learned recently that RCA is total garbage now, which, I was out of the game for a long time. Um, so I'm like, what? What do you mean? RCA is not the standard anymore? Yeah. But yeah, most of the people I knew also had the ground wires was like the first thing that ended up being
Oh yeah,
a
it's just
problem. Like,
right,
because they were so thin. I mean, they would just snap off like,
right. The
in a
ends would come
heartbeat.
off, and you'd be like twisting them up and like wrapping around the
Yep.
the
Yep.
connector
Yep.
and stuff.
Like, yeah, like, okay, let me strip this wire a little bit, twist it, wrap it around the little thing on the mixer, and yeah. Oh, those days. Now it's a USB cable and you're done. It's crazy. Um, so when you went to this rave, you like this was totally new music for you. Like you had not been into
Ye-
electronic music.
Yeah, no, not at all. Just had no idea, and then yeah, kind of kept going back, and then kind of got like had some other friends that were kind of getting into it too, and met them. Like local friends that I like went to school with, and they were kind of getting into it around the same time too. And he had a brother who was a little bit older, and he got me into Huda Hoodia and the break beats, the Florida break beats stuff from Huda Hoodia and Fix and stuff like that. So I really fell in love with the break beats for a little while. They introduced me to that one um, that one album that came out around like in 99 2000 or something from Huda Hoodia. And so I kind of got into that, and then I started getting into hard house. So I was getting into UK hard house, like tidy tracks and stuff like that. And really, like my whole second row down on my shelf there is all hard house stuff. So I have a lot of hard house, um, have some breaks, and pretty much the rest of it's drum and bass, and that's where I, kind of where I'm at now. And I do love, I love it
Hmm.
all.
Yeah.
Anything that gets
Yeah.
you moving and dancing. Um, but yeah, so got
Yeah.
into the UK hard house, and then so I when I went and I met a friend at a party, and we ended up having the same skate shoes. We had Chad Muska skate shoes, so we're like skater dudes. And he was like, "Dude, you got the same shoes as me. That's sick. You got the Chad Muskas." And I'm like, "Oh, no way!" And like we became friends like instantly. It was just like, "Dude, what's up?" And like, we're at a little party. Off the PA Turnpike, like we were on IC, like AOL or some type of chat. Back in the day, that was all we had to like dial up, and
Yep.
and you're meeting friends and chatting on there. My buddy was like, "Oh, hey, there's this party on the turnpike at this like Travel Lodge hotel," and I'm like, "What? Okay." and and yeah, just
Whoa.
jumped in the car and drove up there, an hour and a half away or so.
Yep.
And just with a
Yep.
couple of friends. And that's where I met this guy, my buddy, Nate Reflect. And he, we had the same shoes, and I became friends with him, and went up to visit him, and met him up in at his place up in Bethlehem. Um, Pennsylvania, so up
That
close to
okay,
Philadelphia,
okay.
up close to Philadelphia and stuff outside of there, Allentown, and yeah, met him there, and he introduced me to drum and bass. I was like, yo, what is this crazy head banging stuff? Like you're like he was just dropping you know, some lots of bangers and stuff like that, and I
Nice.
just had never heard it before, and I was like, dude, what is this? And I was like, he's like, it's drum and bass, man, and and I was like, oh, all right, this is something different. This is cool. I can get into this, you know, and that he got me into drum and bass, you know, and I thank him for that every time.
Yeah,
You know,
I
it's
thank him
cool.
too.
Um, so yeah, and I see Funky Vibe has a question. Um,
Oh, okay, yeah. Um, uh,
you know,
what kind of D&B gives you the most feels, and you can pick only one? I'm assuming he means subgenre, maybe.
yeah,
Interpret
probably,
the question
yeah,
how
like
you like.
right. Yeah, I'm interpreted it as you know, yeah, liquid and just soulful, liquid, um, funky drum and bass, you know, liquid and stuff like that. I like the instruments
Excellent.
where you know, some of the stuff is just really like bang, banging, banging. And I'm like, sometimes I need some, I don't know, I need some like melody and I need some I like the instruments in there, you know, saxophone, trumpet, what, you know, anything. Um,
Yes.
so
Yes.
that's what I
You
love,
know what?
you know.
Actually, so yeah, Bioswing mentions I love Mondays, and he said I love Mondays. Liquid Train, and I was wondering about
Oh,
that because I actually have only been aware of I love Mondays for a short period of time, and it occurred to me the other day. I was like, is it always all liquid?
um, well, when I started doing the raid train, I was like, you know, we kind of like the liquid idea, and some of the guys
Hmm.
were like, oh yeah, I'd love to play a liquid set. It was just yeah, that was just kind of like something that everybody was just like, oh, it's liquid, it's all liquid or whatever. And then I was like, you know, it doesn't have to be all liquid. Like it's really just it's just about just you play what you want to play. Like you know, there's no oh you got to play liquid. Um, so yeah, I wanted to keep it open and just you know let
Yeah.
the DJ do what they do and play whatever they want to play. And some guys are like, oh, you know, they're always playing heavy bangers and stuff. Then they're like, oh, I'd love to do a liquid set, do something different. Some people wanted to do something different. Some people, you know, you know. So I just was trying to leave it open. To just like let any you know just let you play what you want to play and do what you want to do. I mean that's why we're here. We're you know we're here to just you know we're just playing music and doing you know and listening to the tunes and hanging out with our friends like on the you know on the internet you know and
Yes.
it's cool to
Yes.
you know see you guys in the chat and hanging out and saying hey and just vibing out
Yes.
for a little while even if it's just for a few minutes. It's cool just to you know see you pop in and say hey and you know and enjoy a couple tunes and then you know, life's important, you know, and you got to do,
Yeah.
you know, you do what you do, and you know, so
Yeah. Well, I mean, can you believe you and I are sitting here because of, One 174 Fest flinging me together with eight, you know, with eight other people in
yeah,
a
that was
Brady Bunch arrangement. I mean, like, and that, that ended up, you know, now we're here and we're talking and like it's wild. I love it. Like 2020 was garbage, all this pandemic stuff,
oh
garbage,
yeah, yeah, it
but
was
like we never would have started talking. I never would have found Twitch.
right.
So yeah, it's exciting. It's really exciting.
Yeah, it was like I was kind of watching it, like just watching some gamers and stuff like that, and then I kind of like, I was like, how do I search for stuff? And then I was like, you know, is there like DJs, you know, like you know, it's like how do I find drum and bass DJs on here? It's like I could see some people playing music, and it was kind of hard to find. But I think Catch was the first guy, the first stream I clicked on. It was either him or like Helmahoff or something. That I like was like, oh, here's these guys are playing, drum and bass and jungle and stuff, and it's like, oh, these guys are doing this, and I had been doing it on Facebook for a long time,
Okay.
and even before that, Nate Reflect, he plays on Bass Drive, and he's been doing a Bass Drive show for, oh man, I think he just hit 16 or 17 years playing on there. And so I would go over to his house and I would play a couple of his Bass Drive shows with him, like tag set. But that's just internet radio. There's no camera. You can't see, anybody or anything. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, and
So,
that kind of got me
what?
into.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. That got you into streaming as a DJ?
Yeah, yeah, that kind of like opened the window to be like, oh, okay, well, you can play online, and so um, once a little bit before there, I was bouncing around playing on different internet radio stations and channels and stuff. They had like Dirtbox Radio down in DC, um, and just different things there. I'd go over to friends' houses and play those. And once Facebook came out with Facebook Live, it was like, oh, like I can play music in my room, and my friends can come in and hang out and check me out, and I can hang out with my friends, and chat with them, and just play the music that I love to play.
That's
And
awesome.
so yeah, I
That's
did that
awesome.
for a while, and then Facebook kept just bunning you. Just at first,
Hmm.
they would analyze your track after your show, and then they would be like, oh, okay, you played this song, it's copyrighted. And then I would kind of look back and be like, oh, okay, I played that song, let's not play that song next week. So I would write that song down and make sure I don't play that song again, so it wouldn't get hit. and
Right.
and then it just became to where it was just instantaneous. It was like, well, while you were playing, they would kick, you would just get kicked. And that's when I was just like, all right, I can't deal with this. This is like, I'm done. So I stopped there for a minute, and then and now we're here on Twitch since December. So it's been a fun ride.
Wow.
It's been fun.
Just since just since December?
Yes, I've just finally got playing in December. Yeah, so I've been watching since I
Nice.
guess September or October or something like that. I kind of found it around then, um, and I didn't have a computer at the time, so I was
Hmm.
just kind of waiting to get a new desktop computer, and then
Hmm.
yeah, just had to get
Yeah.
that. And I knew I was ready to go once. That's why I was you know getting the computer, and I mean that and other things, but
Oh yeah.
that was
Yeah.
all I needed. That was all I
Same.
needed. I just needed a computer. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm. Hmm.
so.
That's so great. I love it. So, I was looking at your about page, and it sounds like, did you start I Love Mondays while you were still streaming on Facebook?
Yes, yes. So I've been doing the I Love
Okay.
Mondays for a while. On so yeah. So to talk a little bit more about the Mondays thing, and where that came about
Yes.
is, yeah, it was like, so the reason for it is, I DJ this electronic music, and I would get some gigs here and there in Baltimore and DC, and 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 around, but be real, not making any money really doing it. You know, pays for your
Right.
gas, you get a few drink tickets. You got to go out, and it was fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got to
Yeah.
play what you love to play. And but
Yes.
so I ended up I had all this equipment, and it's like, all right, I gotta make some money doing something here. So I started playing at the bars. I would do top 40 and whatever at the local bars, and I do some weddings. So I have some just kind of friends of friends weddings, just kind of like word of mouth weddings. So I would DJ some weddings. throughout the summer and stuff like that. And then, then this came along, and it was like, Mondays is the day that like I can play what I want to play. I can play the music that I
Ah,
love.
yeah.
I love to play. I wanted to be able to have that
Mhm.
my time to play the music that I love to play instead of just listening to it in my car or whatever while I'm driving around. It was like,
Mhm.
I want to get
Mhm.
down and play that, get back to like playing the music that I love instead of, I'm like at the bar all weekend just playing all this stuff like country and top 40 and
Right.
just, it's just like, I mean, it's fun and everything, but so I made Mondays my day to do my show and play the music that I love to play, and that was it's been drum and bass for a while. So um, that's kind of how the
That's
Mondays
amazing.
came about. So
I would not have guessed that that was like the I Love Mondays. And you saying that, it makes so much sense. I mean, as a working DJ, sometimes I'm sure you feel like, as a working DJ in those particular environments, I'm sure sometimes you feel a little bit like a jukebox as opposed to,
oh
a
yeah,
DJ maybe.
yeah, I wasn't really doing anything. I usually wouldn't I wouldn't be packing up my techs and every single weekend, Friday and Saturday
Right,
night,
right.
bringing my techs with me and all that stuff. I started to do it at
Mhm.
first, but then after a while, it was just like, all right, this is a lot of weight and it's just a lot of packing and unpacking, packing and unpacking.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I was just like, I don't even need that. I can use my mixer and kind of have a playlist going. And yeah,
Mhm.
it was just like press play. I wasn't really doing
Yeah,
anything,
yeah.
so it wasn't
Yeah.
as fun as playing the music I love to
Yeah.
play. So um,
Yeah, and I feel a need to like add put an amendment on my statement there. It is hard work to rock a bar with top 40. It is very hard work to keep everybody happy at a wedding. So like, no diss to anybody who's DJing for top 40 crowd at a bar or at weddings. That is real shit, man. That is not it's not always easy. But so yeah, when I say feel like a jukebox, not that was totally not even thinking about like, skill or technique or level of effort, but more like you you have you have to be more concerned about what people want to hear than necessarily what you want to play in those particular settings.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It doesn't matter how your mix sounds. Nobody's a DJ out there listening to you, really. So it's like they're just like, oh whatever, all right, and the song comes in. It's quick, quick 5-10 second.
Yeah.
10-second cuts and stuff. It just didn't really
Yeah.
matter. I mean, I would try to mix the poppy, housey stuff at like 128, and then sometimes I get stuck there, and I'm like, oh, I just want to keep mixing. I want to keep mixing,
Right.
and just doing longer blends and stuff instead of just cutting
Hmm.
back and forth, and
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, it makes
so
perfect sense then that you would love Mondays, because
yeah,
all of a
so
sudden now you can play what you want to play. I love
exactly.
that.
So yeah, and that's why I love Mondays. That's how it kind of came about. It's like, this is my favorite day of the week. I get to do what I love to do, and being in the industry like that, it's like you don't have a weekend. Your weekend's kind of
Hmm.
gone, and you're working all weekend. And so yeah,
Right.
Mondays is like, all right, let's keep it rolling and let's play what I want to play. Um, so
Yeah. That's awesome. And I have to tell you, like, as someone who is lucky enough to have kept my job throughout the pandemic,
that's good.
Mondays are still kind of a drag sometimes. Yes, I'm very lucky. I'm very fortunate. Think, I honestly think of that every day. And so, I know for me and like other folks I've talked to, like, man, Twitch really helps a work day go faster. And Monday
Right.
can use all the help it can get.
Yeah. Yep. I hear that a lot
Uh,
in the chat when, when my friends would come in on Facebook and say hey and stuff like that. They're like, "Oh, thanks. I
mhm.
needed this today. I needed this today. This helped, make my Mondays
Yes.
better and stuff like that." And it was really awesome to like, hear your friends say that and just see that you're like making their day and making them happy and you're happy because you're doing what you love to do and you're making other people happy
Yeah.
at the same time and so yeah it feels really good. It's good.
Yeah. So,
So yeah.
I have no idea how streaming on Facebook works, honestly. I've watched a couple streams on Facebook, but that's it. So
Every
was
day.
I Love Mondays like just you
Yep.
when you were on Facebook doing it? Okay. So
Yeah,
you come to
yeah.
Twitch
Well, I mean,
and then I guess you
I
oh
might
go
have
ahead.
had a
Sorry.
I might have had a friend come over or something, like a local friend come over and play with me or something like
Hmm.
that. But yeah, it was um, just
Hmm.
me doing my thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you come to Twitch,
Right.
land of raids, this amazing
Right.
concept of the party keeps going on. Um, uh, uh, were you at all like daunted by the prospect of organizing a raid train? Seems like a lot of work to me.
Yeah. Uh,
Like,
yeah, I didn't know, I didn't really, I heard about the raid thing and figured out kind of how it worked. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And it was like, well, here, let's figure out who plays on Mondays. So what I did was I like watched streams, watched all day Monday and
mhm,
was just like, all right, this guy
yeah,
plays and then this guy plays, and then I made a like roster sheet and like, but put people's names on there and when they usually play and when their availability is and their contact. And that's just kind of how it went. And, I was just trying to get everybody into it if they wanted to play and jump in and just keep it rolling throughout the day. And,
yeah.
it's like, yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing there. I was just like, yeah, let's all hang out and play tunes together. And, I love watching other people like doing the same thing and loving it and having a great time and having fun doing it. And, so yeah, it was, yeah. I didn't really know. I don't really know how to do it, and I'm still learning every day. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, same. Like streaming. Okay, I just want to talk to people. Wow, it's so much more complicated than that.
right.
There's so
There's
much else that has to be done.
yeah, and there's so
Uh,
much you can do. There's so much you can do with this.
yeah,
Your
yeah, yeah,
layouts, and like yeah. All I figured out on Facebook was like how to put my logo in the corner, and that was about it. And
yeah.
I can't even remember how I did that because it was like a while ago. Um, and yeah,
Yeah.
the
Well, after being
OBS
on
is crazy.
StreamYard, yeah, after being on StreamYard, it's like, oh my God, I could literally spend forever just working on like customizing this.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
there's a very important question in the chat that
Okay.
I want to get to from
All
Darth
right.
Liquid. He says, how did you fake your death? And why would you give up being the greatest guitar player ever?
He's
I made him
always
explain it to me before I asked it because I didn't get it. But when he did, I was into it as a question. So is he the only person that's ever told you you are a ringer for Dave Allman or Dwayne Allman, excuse me?
I believe so. Yeah, he would had some comments in chat there, and I'm just like, huh? And I was like, all right, let me look this guy up. And I'm like, okay, all right, I see you a little bit. um,
I wish I had known ahead of time. I would have gotten a picture up and we could have done a side
oh,
by side.
right.
Um,
That would be
that would be
funny.
amazing. Darth Liquid, so you know for the future if I have any other folks on that you believe look like some that you believe are someone's doppelganger, let me know before the stream and I will make that happen. Um, Good old Darth Liquid can always count on him. Um, so obviously, Isle of Mondays has been successful because once I saw it once, then I started to see it all over the place. People love it. People dig it. Um, and you're here on Twitch, and you do not get immediately bun down if you play a song that oh my god, if as a DJ you play a song that does not belong to you, shocking. You don't get immediately bun down.
Mhm.
What do you like other than that? What do you like about streaming on Twitch um that maybe wasn't a part of like the regular streaming experience on Facebook?
Um, yeah, and that goes back to the OBS and just everything that you can do on there, and you could just watching people's streams. It's like, I mean, it's like, oh, how'd they do that? How'd they put that on there? And it's like, oh, there's OBS, and then and then learning how that all worked, and it was like, I mean, dude, you could do anything. Like, I'm just like, you can do anything you want to do, and I'm like just thinking of things like, okay, like, what do I want to do? All right, well, how do I accomplish that, and how do I do that? And yeah, it's just pretty cool. Mr. Burnt Yogurt, big ups, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
man. Is Mr. Burnt Yogurt one of your homies? Because uh I think I got a recent follow from him and I was like, how did this guy with this amazing name
yeah, I was watching him. I was watching him earlier, hanging out in his chat.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
yeah, just
Nice.
just a guy I met, and like Jake Samuel, I had Jake Samuel over just the other week, and he played on the show with me, and it's really cool to like meet
Very
these
nice.
people and get the meet these people online and be like, oh, dude, you only live an hour from me, like, let's hang out, and we got our shots, and and it's like, all right, I'm good to go. You good to go? All right, let's come on over. Let's hang out. You know what I mean? I want to hang out, and meet some people. And no lie, Mr. Meta Pattern flew into DC
Yes.
last week, and
Mm-hmm.
he was over in Virginia working, and he was literally
Mm-hmm.
only an hour and 10 minutes away. And I'm like, dude, like, and he had even said something like, I didn't know what he does for work, or anything like that. And he was like, sometimes I
Mm-hmm.
travel around for work and stuff. And I was like, all right, cool. And then boom, it was like 2 weeks later, he's like, dude, I'm going to be here. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's like an hour, 15 minutes away. What do you want to do? And he's like, let me
Mm-hmm.
figure out my schedule. And he came over last week, and it was so cool to meet that
Nice.
dude and have beers with him. And
Nice.
I was just pulling records out because it was supposed to be an all vinyl set. So that
Mm-hmm.
week, and so I just started pulling records out, and I was like, here, play this one. Here, play that one. Play that one, because he brought a USB stick, and he was like, all right, I got, because he
Right.
was asking me if I used like Serato and Record Box, and I was like, no. I was like, you just have to put your songs in a folder, and then we'll analyze them. And when he got here, I started with the vinyl, and I was like, I can play for a little while, and then you can do your set with your digital. And then I started playing vinyl, and I was like, here, you want to play a couple vinyl? And I gave him a track, and he played it, and then I was like, here, play another one. And then he was having fun doing it. He was having a lot of fun doing it. He was like, dude, this is fun. Like, I was like, you sure you don't want to play like the tunes? And he's like, no, I'm digging this. This is a lot of fun. So he had a lot of fun, and I was just throwing him tunes like, here, play that. And he'd play 3 or 4 tunes, and then I was playing it, playing 3 or 4, and we were just going back and forth, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, it's really cool to meet you guys in real life, and hang out with these people I've met on Twitch in just a short time. And I think we all just need to have a big Twitch festival in the desert or in the woods or somewhere, and let's have a party, and I'll hang out and and have fun. So Right. 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 Yeah, it's like yeah, it's cool to like be like, wow, like we're actually like hanging out. Like not just chatting in the chat room, but we're actually like real life, like, hey man, nice to meet you, and it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry
I
about
hope to
muting myself, guys. Don't know how I did it, but yeah.
uh,
Now you should be able to hear me. Hopefully. Um you can hear him though. That's the most important thing. Um okay, so where are you located? Because yeah, so you're near DC and Virginia, obviously, but that can span a wide. I've been there in that area.
right.
That can be lots of places.
Yep. So I'm just south of Gettysburg, right on the Maryland Pennsylvania line. And
Okay.
so it's
Okay.
about the highway is literally just about 5 miles away or so. And I can jump on that and go south to DC or diagonal to Baltimore or head north to Harrisburg and head up to, New York or Philadelphia that way too. So Philly's a couple hours away and DC and Baltimore are only about an hour away.
So my geography is not amazing, but you're into snowboarding. Is there a lot of places to snowboard around
Not exactly, no. There's very small hill here. Um,
there?
Not too far away. It's only about 5 miles
Okay.
away, actually. So it's close by, and
Mhm.
yeah, but it's just a small little hill. But I say we got what, one, two, three. We got 4, 5 lifts, about 5 lifts, ski lifts. But it's only about it's not even 800-foot tall mountain. Um,
Oh
we say
wow.
a mountain, so but it's a hill. It's not a mountain. Um, it's just a little hill. You get, and I ride it every day. So, after a couple hours, I'm like, okay, all right, I've ridden the whole mountain. Um,
Mhm.
Time to go to the snowboard park and go learn how to do some tricks in the snowboard park because just riding the trails get a little boring. So
There's a snowboard park too.
yes, there's a snowboard park. Yeah.
Nice. I have only seen that in like the X Games or I guess now the Olympics too. So
Okay.
that's cool. How did you get started snowboarding?
Um. So parents started bringing me up there. My dad started bringing me out skiing when I was little, and just a couple years skiing, and we became friends with some people that had worked there into rental shop, and yeah, these I ended up becoming friends with made some friends, and they were getting into snowboarding and knowing the people in the rental shop, the manager there, they were like, oh, we're getting these snowboards in, you kids want to try them out? Like, we only got a couple, and like, here you go. And so we were friends with the rental manager, and she would let us take out, me and her kid would go out and learn how to, try to teach ourselves, and we're just like
Right, right.
getting frustrated, like, why can't I do this? I can skateboard and I can, and do this. And I'm just like, falling all over the place and everything until I figured it out and got into snowboarding. Shoot. I was a like, I was probably like 11 or so. And, skied for a little bit before that. I guess when I was probably like 7 or 8. So a few years skiing, and then been snowboarding ever since. And worked at
Hmm.
the ski. Started working at the ski resort when I was 13, and started in the rental shop. Kind of um, helping out down there, and then went to the snowboard rentals and started, handing out the snowboard rentals and setting up everybody's boards and stuff like that. And then I went to like what did I do? I ended up going to the snowboard park, and became a maintenance person and a safety maintenance and safety person in the snowboard park. So I had a radio. If
Right.
somebody went off a jump and hurt themselves, I would be like a ski patrol where I would go down and check and make sure they're all right. And then, if they need help, I'd call in ski patrol, and then I would be going out, fixing the takeoffs, raking the takeoffs, making sure everything is nice and smooth, and everything like that. And then I ended up becoming a snowboard instructor. So now I've been teaching
Nice.
snowboarding for a while now too, and so that's where I'm
Nice.
at now. I'm still teaching snowboarding up there, and I like that. It's a lot of fun
Yeah.
to share my passion, and teach somebody how to do it. And it can be, you got to have a lot of patience. Got to have a lot of patience there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you only get it, but you only get it about an hour and a half to 2 hours to teach a lesson, and you gotta get them,
Mm,
to learn how to turn and learn how to stop before you even get them on the lift and take them up the lift, because you don't want to go up the lift unless you know how to turn and stop yourself. So teaching
right.
you know teaching someone how to turn and stop and everything, and how to get on and off the lift and get down the hill, and hopefully they don't break a wrist or hurt themselves, because the most common injury is when you fall on the snowboard. You put your hands out to catch yourself, and then you're snapping your
Right.
wrist. That's first thing that goes. And I've,
Yeah.
there's been lessons where that has happened. But yeah, so that's where I'm at now, doing that in the wintertime. That's what I love to do. And I don't know if I'll do it as long as I can do it. If I can, if I'm capable, or if, I end up getting another job, I'll, I'm still going to do it anyways, because snowboarding is something I love to do, and I've always done it. So
Right. Right. I love that you're teaching now because, as you started talking about that, like immediately I'm remembering that, you and your buddy are like, here, have these snowboards, kids, play with them, and you have no idea what you're doing, totally teaching yourself. And now you get to like make a much smoother process for
yeah.
uh for the other folks that come to you. That's neat.
Hey, Catch, how you
Really
doing?
neat. Oh, look who it is. Catch 22 with the purple check coming in. Um, Catch, we were just talking about snowboarding. Um, I know Catch is into cars and stuff like that, but you're like into all extreme sports, right? I'm wondering if that would be up his alley too. But um,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Mostly snowboarding. Like I said, that's what I've been doing for a long time, um, since I was 13 there. And so he said he has tried snowboarding. Well, Catch, I am a snowboard instructor, so you just come fly into DC and drive an hour north, brother, and I'll teach you how to snowboard, and get you going the right way.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
can't let your
You were
you can't.
talking about. Oh, go ahead.
I was like, you can't let your friends try to teach you how to snowboard. I've tried to teach a girlfriend, and you don't teach your girlfriend how to snowboard. You don't, you don't teach your friends. It's like you get somebody else to teach you. I've seen so many people like take their girlfriend all the way to the top of the mountain, and she's up there like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. I'm like, you guys shouldn't be here. You guys need to be down on the beginner area, and you got to start in an easy area, where it's
Mhm.
not too fast, and it all depends on conditions too. If it's really icy and hard, you're not going to be able to turn. You're not going to be able to stop. So you want to go later in the season when it's warm and it's above freezing, anywhere from 40 to 50 degrees is usually pretty good, nice and soft. You're going to get wet when you fall down because the snow's slushy, but
Right.
at least it's not rock solid ice and you're breaking your tailbone.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, this is interesting because I had not thought of this. Hatch said that he went when he tried snowboarding it was on fake snow and that fake snow is not
I,
good to learn on.
I saw that. So and I see he skateboards and wakeboards and stuff like that. I do wakeboard and I can't water ski very well. I was always better on the board than the skis. But the fake snow, I guess he's either talking man-made snow or there is special carpet that you can ride on as well. But I'm pretty sure he's just
No,
talking
he's
about
yeah,
just
man-made.
man made snow is a little bit different than a out west Colorado type snow where
Hmm.
yeah, the texture is a bit different and yeah, the consistency can be a bit different. It's very inconsistent on the man-made stuff. I mean, it just all depends on the temperature and how warm it gets and what happens and stuff like that. Yes, powder is the most fun ever. You feel like you're floating on a cloud, where it's if you ride powder. Let's say you're in about a foot of powder on a snowboard. That's going to be the same simulation as wakeboarding. So Ketch said she's
Wow.
done some wakeboarding and like in Indy. Um, so yeah, so riding in
Yeah.
powder, you're when you're in deep snow, you're like floating, and it's like you're floating on a cloud. So same thing, kind of when you're in the
Mhm.
water, your board kind of sinks down into the water, and you're wakeboarding through the water, and you're turning back and forth. Um,
Mhm.
and the same with the powder, your board's kind of sitting down in there, and you got to lean back, you got to keep your nose up out of the snow, and you got to kind
Yeah.
of ride like that. But when so the thing that's completely different about snowboarding on when you're not on powder is it's the exact opposite, and
Mm.
you have to put your weight forward and lean forward with the slope. So
Mhm.
the turn actually starts on a wakeboard. The turn and in powder, the turn kind of starts where you're on your back foot and you have a lot of weight on your back foot.
Mhm.
But when you're on a regular slope, you have to put your weight on your front foot and you have to lean into the slope. So if you can't be scared and lean back while you're going down a steep hill. You have to actually put your weight forward and lean forward into the slope and you actually have about 70% of your weight on your front foot and then the other on the back foot. But it all changes as you're doing your turns and stuff like that. But the main concept is you keep your weight more on your front foot when you're riding on a regular snowpack. So that's just a little breakdown on how you snowboard a little bit.
So it's interesting because what I'm picking up out of the sort of the what you have to do when you're not on powder is like you have to lean into it, you have to full send it. Like this is what the only way to do this is to fully commit to it.
Yep.
Um that's neat. Nice
Yep.
metaphor for life there.
Right.
I have to put that in my back pocket for some point where I talk about something I know nothing about. I'd love that though. So with the powder, I mean, I've been skiing like once.
hmm
So I'm guessing the powder, what's keeping you from sinking is obviously you're leaning back, but also your speed, right? Um,
Yes.
is
Yeah.
keeping you kind of on the top.
Yeah. Mainly leaning back.
But
You just got to keep your tips up out of there.
mm,
because once you
That's
get
so
your tips
cool.
down, then you're nose diving, then you're
We've
sinking. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. So, but it's kind of a floaty feeling then, I guess, like being on the water, like fluid almost, in its
Right. Yeah. It's got like a
maneuverings. Yeah.
fluidness in the powder, and I mean it's all kind of fluid. I mean,
Hmm.
um, just the whole motion of it, and but
Love
yeah,
that.
I'm into longboarding now. I actually take my longboard and I go up to the Gettysburg battlefield, and I take my longboard and I ride around the Gettysburg battlefields, because the traffic there is going pretty slow, to where the speed limit's only 20, 25, and everybody's just going everybody's just going one way. So it's not like you have
Hmm.
traffic going both ways and you gotta like, oh, watch out, and so it's that's been nice. I've been liking doing that, just cruising around the longboard,
Hmm.
not really getting into doing any freestyle skateboarding anymore, where I'm ollieing downstairs or trying to slide rails on the skateboard and kill myself. Just trying to just cruise out, just getting old, just trying to just cruise and just enjoy the breeze and enjoy the turning.
I'm I'm pic I'm picturing you all of a sudden with Fleetwood Mac on and like cranberry juice. Was that what he was drinking? Was cranberry juice the meme guy on his skateboard just chilling? I know I'm not the only one that
Oh,
saw this. It was on a TikTok or something. This guy went like fully viral. Um, he was just cruising along, and of course, I can't remember the name of the Fleetwood Mac song. Um,
yeah, I don't know.
but yeah, he went
But
totally viral, and I mean, he ocean spray. Yes, he was drinking ocean spray. He was just like exactly what you were talking about, just fully chilling, man. Like just cruising along. I guess he was holding his, camera, and I mean, it was everything. Yes, the wind blowing through his hair. I can fully see it. We gotta find you that video at some point soon because it's a good one. It's
hell yeah,
very good.
I'd
Um
love to see it.
yeah. So uh yeah, the longboard, that sounds like I mean, obviously skateboarding and snowboarding are not exactly the same, but is that sort of a good uh substitute for you when you can't snowboard, kind of to get the same sort of release and stress relief?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, just kind of doing, like, I was doing a lot of wakeboarding, and then my friend moved away, and so I haven't got to do that. So I was like, all right, getting into, got myself a longboard, and I was like, all right, where's it be a good place to ride this? And I was like, oh, it'd be good to ride it up there, and be getting into that, and um, yeah, the wakeboarding, that was a lot of fun too. It's just, you got to put gas in a boat. A boat ain't cheap, and it takes a lot of gas and everything. But
Yes.
and I ended up hurting my ankle a lot on the wakeboard. When I would fall, the
Oh,
the board would rip off my feet, because you're kind of like diving into the water and you got this big board strapped to your feet, right? So I would like fall
right.
in, and the board would rip off my feet, and it was kind of like really hurting my foot and stuff. And I was like, ah, man, I don't
Yeah.
like this. And so I ended up switching to wake skating. So it's skateboarding on water. um, so you just stand on it with some shoes, and it's a bigger than a skateboard. It's bigger than a skateboard. I,
Right.
I, don't, I don't know where mine is. I could maybe go grab it real quick and show you what it looks like. Um, but yeah, I got into that because
So
I was
how are
like, oh,
you how are you attached then?
just
Like
just the
to
water's
it.
pushing the board against your feet.
Okay, okay. So no like harness situation going
No,
on.
you're just holding the rope, holding the handle, and then you
Mhm.
just stand on the board and you go. But you have to start kind of underwater. There's a couple of different ways to start yourself to get up. Um, but yeah, it's like there's no bindings or anything. So when I fall, it was like, oh, just jump off, and the board will go that way, and I'll go this way, and I'll be fine. It's just like doing a cannonball, off.
Mhm.
whatever.
Right.
So I was like, all right, I'm not going to hurt
Right.
myself as long as the board doesn't
Oh.
smack me in the face or something. So I would like make sure I had a helmet on. Of course, I always wear a helmet.
Mhm.
Um, I had a good friend of mine when I was growing up. He passed away from a head injury snowboarding, and so ever since then, just always been wearing a helmet. And we do a contest for him every year at the ski resort. We do a memorial contest in the snowboard park, and for him, and just promote kids wearing helmets and stuff like that. So, um, um,
That's really neat.
yeah. So,
That's really
uh,
cool. Um, oh shoot.
can
Had a
I
question
can
about
I
this. Go ahead. Yes.
can I run to the restroom real quick and I'll be
Yes.
right back.
Yes.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
All right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll see you in a
Thanks.
minute.
Hold tight, chat.
Oh my gosh, guys. Yeah, I would fully injure myself. Um, with hold on, let me see here. I've been hearing a little bit of an echo, and I think I just got rid of it. So yeah, intermission. Hey, I'm Curly. I don't know how to entertain you. That's a lie. I entertain you all the time. Um, okay, so you guys haven't been hearing the echo, just me. Awesome. Um, so wow, I would totally kill myself on the snowboard, but he sure did make the powder sound dope. Um, guys, what have I not asked Nick that you want us to talk about? Or sorry, what have I not asked uh uh Soularize that you want me to talk to him about? I have a couple ideas. Uh, that's why my hands are hidden. No, what my hands are for in this stream is to gesticulate and then hit the mic so that it creates a lovely sound effect. That's apparently what my hands are good for in this stream. um, oh shoot, you know what? While he's not here, I want to find the guy with the ocean spray. Okay, I've got you off. Sorry, I had you muted for a second. I'm trying to find the ocean spray guy.
Okay.
Um, I'm trying to find the video. Um, I don't. I don't want to. I don't want to find news stories about him. I just want to see the original video. Um, yeah, like, dude, this went so viral that Ocean Spray, the company, like, gave him money. Like,
Really
and
nice.
he got a bunch of
Oh,
donations. Yeah, yeah.
I probably
Um,
have seen it, just didn't even realize it.
there we go. Okay, original video. There we go. Okay. All right. I'm gonna see if I can. I'm really brave for someone that does not know what they're doing on OBS. Uh, why not just try and do something on the fly? Okay. Let's see here. Can you hear it?
I can't, but I see him. I think I did
Oh,
see
hold on,
the.
hold on. I'm gonna fix that. I know what I did. I messed it up. Um, now I don't know what's happening. uh, anyway, that's the guy. His name is Nathan Apodaca, aka Dogface, and he was living his best life on that skateboard. And yeah, that's the image that popped into my mind with you on your longboard at Gettysburg. And also that
I'll need to.
the the generals at Gettysburg had no idea, could not even imagine that you would be there one day, um, riding your longboard with all the slow one-way traffic.
Right.
Love it,
I
love
need to
it.
start cruising around
Um,
with a big ocean spray.
yep, Yep.
See if I
Just
get some
you need
honks or
to get
something.
like,
People are like, hey, are you that
yeah,
guy?
get some nice liquid going. You don't need Fleetwood Mac. You can, you know, if okay, let's say if you were gonna do this video, if you were gonna try and recreate it,
Uh-huh.
he had that dope Fleetwood Mac tune, like just kind of vibey, chillin' tune. What would your tune be if it was a drum and bass tune?
Oh, oh man. I mean, it would definitely be something.
A tune. It doesn't have to be the tune, but yeah, I'm just curious.
Oh, good question. Mm, hmm. Let's go. We're gonna say secret structures. Anything secret structures. We'll go with that because he's my new favorite. I love that guy, um, and I really love his
Yes,
tunes. So it would be um,
yes.
definitely one of his
I
tunes. I can't. I'm real hard for me to like pick a specific song. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
Secret Structures. I just played. So I just got my controller and I was mixing this weekend, and for the first time,
Oh,
I
nice.
mixed his dogs wearing sunglasses. Amazing tune. That would be a good choice. Um, anything but the oh god, I can't remember the name of this tune now that I have from him. It's really mean, actually. Like it's violent, and I really like it.
Oh, it's a bit
But I can't
heavier.
remember the name of
Yeah,
it. It starts with an M. It starts with an M. He says he
I
doesn't
think.
make music like that anymore, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, it
I
is
might have heard it.
aggressive. Yeah, it is aggressive, and I like it. But it's really hard to mix. Those are my comments for him. This tune is very violent. I really like it, but it's really hard to mix. But I still really like it. Of course, we're gonna brag on him, and he's not here. Um,
Right. When you
Perfect
start
timing.
talking, about him, he usually shows up. I swear, every time I would play one of his tunes in my set, boom,
Uh-huh.
there he would be in the chat, like, and I'm like, the man himself is here, right on time every time. Like
Yes.
he just pop in there, and it's
Yes.
like, dude, I'm playing your tune, like,
Yeah.
perfect timing.
You've summoned him.
Right. It's great. It's great. It's freaky. It's just like, how do you know I was playing your song, dude? And even Kenny D had said
I
that.
like that.
Kenny D had even said that. I was in Kenny D's stream, and he was like, but Kenny said that he never even seen Secret Structures in his chat room, and he played his tune, and then he just appeared, and I was like, no way. Like, you've never even met the guy. You just found the song and was like playing it, and he just shows up, and I'm like, what? That's crazy. Dude is
Wow.
yeah, he's a mind reader.
Wow. That's amazing. That reminds me of
There's a
when John B rated. Oh, wait, what?
bio
There's a
swing.
notification setting for that.
Yeah. He's playing my
He
tune.
has a bot that's
It's like
like
the DMCA, but yeah, for his oh, they're
exactly.
playing my
He
song. I'm
has
coming.
some. That's amazing. We could put that DMCA bot to better use, to
Yes,
kinder use, to good purpose and service of humanity, um,
absolutely.
and help producers find out who is playing their tunes. Um, I love that. But yeah, it reminds me of when John B rated Catch, and he was playing a John B tune
Oh,
when
no way.
he rolls in with I don't even know how many people. Yeah.
Right.
And then John B gives us all a lesson on the tune and is like, "Oh yeah, I was my sister actually played the saxophone on this tune.
Oh,
None
wow.
of us knew that."
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Really
cool
cool.
to know. Very cool to know.
Yeah. Um uh that was a Twitch is interesting like that, right? Like um uh is there is there anybody that you maybe knew of that you've interacted with on Twitch that kind of uh sort of surprises you a little bit?
Um, you mean like someone famous, like John B or something like that? Or I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, famous. That's a weird, but like someone you knew of but had not interacted with prior to the whole Twitch sphere.
Well, I guess we'll stick with John B because I've seen John B play many times. I've dressed up
Mhm.
like John B for Halloween. I put the makeup on the sides of my eyes and make my hair all crazy, and we would have
Yeah. Oh
like
my
a
God. I need pictures.
Halloween party when we'd be be DJ friends, as getting into DJing and
Yes.
all your friends are getting into it. So they would do Halloween parties, and yeah, I dress up like John B
Yes.
was one that I dressed up with a lot. Oh, here, let me see if I have a shirt from my costume. Let's see if I still got this thing in my closet here. Oh, I
I need
do.
pictures.
Oh, I do. Oh, you got you're gonna get the idea right here. But yeah, I mean the
The
face.
Secret Structures tune. Yeah. The Secret Structures tune I was referring to is called appropriately Massacre. Yeah. If
Jeez.
that doesn't tell you enough, Massacre is violent and very hard to mix and also amazing.
I haven't heard that
Oh,
one.
look at that.
So it says
Soularize stole my
stole my
fashion.
fashion. My girlfriend made this for me at the time. She was very creative. And yeah, that was the
Very
shirt I wore.
nice.
Um, yeah, it was a cool idea.
Very appropriate.
Right. And
I need pictures of this hair and makeup though. For
right.
real.
Oh man, it's like, oh, if you find me on MySpace, they're probably on there somewhere still. Um,
Tom knows where they are. Everybody's buddy
I
Tom.
don't. Yeah, they're
Um,
probably on my computer, saved somewhere on a hard drive or some old hard drive somewhere. Yeah, they're somewhere, but maybe I can find them and I'll show you. Um, but
okay,
yes,
so
so
that guy Nick.
okay,
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry. No.
oh,
He distracted me. Yes, we were talking. You were talking about interacting with people on Twitch that you knew of before.
right. So John B, I'd seen him play shows and stuff like that. Um, out and about. Some small locations in Pennsylvania, where it was a real small venue. Got a picture with them, and me and a friend got a photo together. Saw him down in Baltimore, New Year's Eve, for a show, and then yeah, finding him on Twitch, and one day I was like, "Oh, John B's live," and I'm like, "Oh wait, there's only like 5 people watching or something." It was like real, and I was like, "Oh, he's playing a game." So he was playing a video game, and
Mhm.
and I jumped in there, and I was just like, "Oh, hey, John," and it was cool to like interact with him, in the chat, and Gouda was in there, and it was like me and Gouda, and it was just kind of me and Gouda just kind of hanging out in there with him, and he was just like, "Yeah, I'm just playing some games, seeing how it goes." It was like kind of his first few gaming, like where he was like, "I don't, maybe I'm gonna do some gaming streams." He was still trying to figure it out, and just chatting with him in there. It was cool. Yeah, Escape from Tarkov. And John is the craziest with his scenes. He makes
Yes.
I mean, he does so much work in there to make all that stuff, and I'm just like, he had this one when he died in the video game. He would roll a scene where somebody opens the door, it's like open up, and then the door opens and they got a gun, and John B's sitting there on his gaming, and he's like, what? And then it's like, and he acts like he got shot, and he's like, John B dies, so he would roll this thing when he would die in the game, and I'm just like, John is just, he's so clever and such a smart guy and so funny.
Okay,
Just a
I have never
great,
watched him
great.
game, and I am fully tuning into his next gaming stream
Yeah, I
because
don't
of
know if
that.
he's
You
I
have
don't know if he's
sold
been
me.
doing it, but yeah, that was
If he
some
did
cool
that, I'm
clip that
sure
he did.
whatever
It's
he's
funny.
doing now is still worth watching.
I
For
know he was
sure.
he I know he was focusing on getting the partnership and stuff. So I think that's why he's like, I'm kind of
Yeah.
trying it out, and he was kind of seeing, I guess, how many people would jump in and watch him and whatnot. But
Right. Right.
and it's hard to keep
Yeah.
up.
Now he's got the
I'm not sure what
freedom.
he's.
He can do whatever
Yeah,
he wants now.
he did get partner, right? Yeah, so he can, yeah, kind of do
Yeah.
whatever he wants now. Um,
That's awesome. This Twitch D&B thing, man, it's blowing up. Partners everywhere.
yeah, yeah, man, that's cool.
Love it.
I didn't know how,
Absolutely love it.
I'm still learning here, and it's like, oh, like, oh, they're partner. Oh, how do you get to partner? And like, oh, okay, and it's like, you got to have a certain average and all that stuff of
Mm-hmm.
viewers and everything, and
Right.
it kind of shows you your goals and achievements in Twitch, like as you're hitting your goals and stuff like that.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
that's
they love putting those numbers in front of you all the time.
yeah, and
Yeah. Be careful about the numbers, guys.
yeah, don't need to
PSA
watch.
on that.
It's not that
Be
important.
careful about the numbers. They're not good for everyone to look at. You're more than your numbers. You're more than Twitch. Um, uh, Chris says, I saw John B streaming Tarkov today, but didn't see him die.
Oh well,
I don't
that's
know why that
good.
makes me laugh, but
That's good because he was dying a lot when I was watching him. he was asking, he was asking Gouda. He was like, Gouda, where do I go? Because Gouda's like, oh yeah, you need to go down here and you need to turn right. And Gouda's like directing John where to go because John's like looking for something and stuff. And I'm just like, I have no idea because I don't play this game. So I'm like, I'm checking out John B's hot sauce, and I'm like, oh, John B's sunglasses. You know how he's got those so like Star Trek glasses or whatever. I was like, oh, maybe I'll buy a pair of those. I was
mm-hmm.
checking out his store and just checking out some of his stuff. And that's where that's where I like to support. I'd like to support someone by, you know, buying their buying their merchandise. I'd much rather give somebody a $5 tip than to, you know, do a subscription
Mm-hmm.
or use the bits. I want to donate the best way I can donate, um, and
Mm-hmm.
support, like that.
Maximize it.
Yeah, kind of maximize it that way. But I
Yeah.
mean, it is easy just to
Yeah.
hit, just to click it and do the sub. And I mean
Yeah.
that's support too, and that and it's all support, and it
Yep.
all
Yep.
it all means a lot. Um,
Yeah. It's great that there are so many different ways that it can be done. Like when I discovered how easy it was to do a charity stream and get like donation bars set up and it could go directly to the charity, it's fantastic. I love that they let us do that
that
so
reminds me,
easily.
I have to do that.
Say again?
That reminds me, I actually have to do that. I actually have an event this weekend that I have to set up a donate bar for, and
Ah,
see, I need to get on that and make sure that's all working properly. Um,
so many things.
yeah, I'm learning a lot, and I like it. I like
Same.
that. You can kind of your options are endless. You can kind of do whatever you want on
Yes.
Twitch, and I'm just trying to express myself and express what I do and what I love, and playing the music that I
Hmm.
love to play, and just so
Well, and I would argue, based on this very lovely chat that we have going on here, that people definitely respond to that. Um, I think we all like seeing people do what they love. You know, like
right,
if you're having a good time, we're gonna have a good time.
yeah,
I love that symbiotic relationship that you can
right,
have there.
yeah,
It's a beautiful thing. It's a
it
beautiful
is, it is.
thing. You had pulled some, so we were talking about photography earlier. You
Oh,
had pulled some pictures that
yeah,
you were
I
thinking you might want to show me.
I did pull out my wake skate if you did want to see what this looks like.
Oh, okay, cool, cool. So yeah, no
S-
bindings.
So yeah, no bindings there. It's just this is actually fiberglass. They make them out of wood too, but it's fiberglass. It
Hmm.
has a little bit of channeling here, on the bottom,
Hmm.
and you can put a fin on there so you can turn better. But yeah, you just put your feet on there and you hang onto the rope and you just go. and you're just skimming across the water, and
Nice.
you can do spin, you can spin the board around and try to land back on it, do like a
Mhm.
skateboard tricks on it. There, I mean, there's guys that do crazy stuff. They're kick flips and just, I mean, yeah, you watch all that, watch them extreme videos and all those pros. It's like, dude, crazy.
And what is that board called again? A wake skate? Wake skate?
Wake skate. Yep. So it's like
Okay.
it's like a skate, but a wake skate.
Yeah, nice.
And
Nice.
it's got actually, got the
Ooh,
turntables on the bottom. If you can see it, you
yes.
can kind of see it.
Love that. Yes.
So definitely
Shred.
fits me. I was like, oh, that's got turntables on it. I'm
Mhm.
getting that one. Um,
Yes.
yeah, it fit me well. And the guy, the pro, it's a pro model, and that guy actually DJs like hip hop and stuff like that. Um, so
That's cool.
yeah,
That's very cool.
see, I got a
So how long so when
go
we
ahead.
were talking the other day, it sounded like you had said that you don't do photography maybe as much as you did, but when did you sort of start getting into photography?
Um, hmm. Well, when I was in high school, I did a little bit of photography in high school and messed around in Lightroom, and doing the whole black and white photo type thing, and kind of fell out of
Mm-hmm.
that and got into the DJing for a while. Um, right out of high school, and I was doing the DJing and stuff, and then um, just started getting in back into photography. I guess about 6 years ago or so. Um, People just really like my photos. They were like, "Oh, I love your photos, and pictures and stuff." And I was like, "All right, well, maybe I do. Maybe I'll go get a camera and and try this out." And started having fun with that, and just going out and adventuring, and just seeing content creators on Instagram, and it's like, "Whoa, how did they? How did they?" Because photography can be like an illusion, and you can do some crazy stuff with it and make you know
Mm-hmm.
um, like the ads where you see it's like for the shoes and or something where the shoes like floating in the air, and there's no, it's like how do they make the shoes float and there's no feet in them, and it's just like, and just like, it's like just the tricks that they were doing, the illusion that it's like, oh, this is floating in the air. Like, how did they do that? And like, just trying to
Yeah.
figure that stuff out, and just kind of, and just going out and sunsets. Always love, everybody loves the sunset photo. So just going
Mm-hmm.
out and yeah, just going out. So it kind of got me out, exploring a
Mm-hmm.
little bit, and yeah, just kind of like
Is
trying to
there
go ahead.
is there like a favorite like place that you like to take photographs, or like favorite subject that you like to photograph?
Um, nah, it's kind of always like you're always kind of like looking for that new spot, or like kind of like that. That's like the adventure is like, let's go find something different, or find like go to a new place and see what you can come up with. But
Nice.
and
Nice.
the same with that. It was like, okay, I got the camera and making a little bit of money doing it, and then I photo instead of I thought my friends were going to want me to DJ their wedding, and they were like, no, we want you to take photos um, because the people that were getting married, they're friends with a bunch of DJs, so it turned into kind of like just a big DJ party afterwards, um,
Mm-hmm.
where we all just kind of hung out, and they just kind of hung out and had a camp out and partied and DJ'd and stuff like that. They had the other guy kind of do a little bit of sound for some things, but it wasn't like a real big deal. But I ended up taking photos, and it was fun. It's a little bit more stressful than DJing a wedding, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess because I didn't do it a whole lot either. It was kind of like
Mm-hmm.
my first one where I was like, all right, I'm a photographer instead of a DJ this time. Um, And but they love the photos you know, and that was fun. Just doing something different and so,
Nice.
but yeah, I mean, for
Nice.
any specific thing, I guess it would be more like like sunsets and nature stuff. It's kind of what I dig. Taking pictures of people can be difficult. um,
Yes.
you know, and the more people you have in a photo, the harder it is too, because everybody's got to have their eyes open, and you know, and there's so many more variables with lots of people in a photo, or just trying to get that
Yeah.
just that right facial expression and you know and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So portrait photography is difficult. And where nature
Yeah.
photography and being out, you know, just kind of just being out and just out and adventuring and just exploring and watching sunsets and stuff like that.
I like the zoo. I like photography
The
at the
zoo,
zoo because you can do kind of like you can sort of do like portraiture of the animals. You know, they're kind of not paying attention to you, and you know,
right?
um, you know, they leave you alone. I've caught some cool stuff. It's been fun. So what do you have there in front of you? What are the pictures that you grabbed?
All right, so
I'm
we're
so
talking.
interested in this because I want to see your work and then I want to see which ones you grabbed and why.
Oh well, this is kind of just what I had here sitting here, usually sitting in the
Okay.
room.
Okay.
But hey, you're talking about animals. Well, we got the first one's an animal. So um,
Yay. Oh, wow.
so this is a little, very little owl. It's on
Yes.
a woman's glove here.
Okay. Yes, yes.
It's I forget what kind it is. I'll get it a little bit closer, see if it.
That looks amazing. It's right in frame too. Gorgeous. So tiny.
So yeah, it's very little. Um, it's a screech. I think it's a screech owl. That's what it is. Little screech. They're very small, little guys. Um, But yeah, just got him at just the right moment. He's kind of looking right at me. Kind of, you know, I was trying to make
Yes.
a little noise so he would kind of look at you, you know, and get his attention real quick,
Mhm.
um, or hers. But yeah, that's this one came out really nice, and I got there was like
Yeah.
a it was just at a what was it? It was like the maple syrup festival, and they had brought some of these animals from the the zoo where they, you know, these birds can't really fly, and you know they're not really, you know, allowed back out in the wilderness and stuff like that. So they bring them out
Right.
and you know and show them off and stuff like that. Um, so I had a couple pictures of there was like a hawk there and like a different owl,
Oh
but
yeah.
that one kind of came out. The best that I liked. Just a couple snaps there.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. Very intense expression.
right.
Yeah.
So here's another one. This is actually a drone photo. This is a drone photography. So I ended up getting into drone photography. So it's like a
Oh, wow.
tiny planet here. Let me see. Get a little.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, so this place is this is in North Carolina on a lake,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
I fly the drone up, and the drone takes a panoramic photo. So you fly,
Okay.
so you'll take a panoramic picture, like level 360 around, and then
Mhm.
you'll turn the
Mhm.
camera down, and you'll do another 360, and you take pictures
Mhm.
around in a circle, and then you take one picture straight down, and then you stitch all those together to make the tiny planet. Uh,
Wow.
look. So yeah, so you can see, see the clouds and everything and the sky out here. So
Yeah.
but that's like the 360 standard, and then you kind of look down and then you get this shot, and then you look straight down and you get the center photo, and then it kind of, you mash it all together. My buddy had a program that did it. I was like, dude, tell me how do you do this? And he's like, just send me the pictures. I'll do it. And he he and he stacked them all up like that. I was like, oh man, thanks. That looks great. Um, but this
That's
so
amazing.
this is a really cool place. So this kind of rolls into my next photo that I'm gonna rip off the wall here. Um, but so this photo was down in North Carolina, and we would do some wakeboarding. My buddy who had the wakeboarding boat lived in West Virginia, which was only about an hour away. So I can get to a lot of different states from where I'm at, with just Virginia, West
Mhm.
Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and everything's all pretty close within an hour. Um, but so we would camp out. We were camping out right here on one of these. Yeah, right here is where we were camping out, and this is actually an
Fun.
island. This is actually an island right here on this lake,
Mhm.
and it's just not even a half a mile out from the dock where we park and put out. But we would go out here and we would go camping for on the weekend. So I would drive down to North Carolina, and I'd meet him in Asheville, and we would drive up there and we would camp out on this island, and yeah, just party on the island and get up and wakeboard and just camp out and just get away and have fun. Um, and that was a lot of fun. And I'm like having these ideas like, dude, we need to throw a party, like a real party on this island. Like, let's get some generators. Let's get some turntables out there. Let's do it right. And because I know Escape Velocity, they live down in that area, and Kenny D's down in that area. And I was like, oh, you guys live down there?
Right.
Like, oh, I know this island that we can go to and have a party. Like, if you guys want to throw a party and hang out. I thought that would be, kind of cool. Just thinking out of the box and
Yeah.
like, hey, this would be fun. Um,
Yeah.
all right, so let's.
Okay.
I'll,
Well,
I'll
yeah.
move into what I wanted to. I guess my favorite photo. Going to my favorite.
Oh, good, good.
All right, so this is a big one. Um, so when I was down there, it was actually really close to my birthday, and so it was kind of like my birthday party. And what was going on was the total solar eclipse. So
Oh,
when I was there, um, it was happening right there where we camped out at. I don't know if you can, if it's a little glossy with the light
yeah.
back there, but
Yeah.
let me see if I can.
Wow.
So
That is amazing.
this was my first attempt at doing this, and I had never taken an eclipse photo, and
Yeah.
there are time, there were apps out there that you could download and you could get take the pitch. It would have a timer and it would tell you, all right, this is when you need to take this quarter, the sliver photo, and then get a couple more minutes go by, and then you get that one, or every like so many seconds or whatever. And yeah, so this is like one of my favorite pieces.
Do you
Because
need like special equipment for this so that you don't, hurt your eyes and stuff?
you do. But when this is totality, like right here in the
Hmm.
center,
Hmm.
you don't need sunglasses or anything. It is dark out, Curly. There,
Yeah.
the sun went away for almost 3 minutes. Like
Yeah.
it was like bone chilling. Like it got real weird. It got real weird. It was like, whoa, it, like the temperature dropped. You were like, oh, it's kind of cold, and it's like, oh wait, we can take our sun, we can take, we all had those those glasses on with the what is that there's like everybody was buying them up, those glasses. They were going all over the internet, like look like 3D glasses,
Hmm.
but yeah, just to block the sun, so you could watch the
Yes.
eclipse with these little
Yes.
glass, paper glasses on your head. And
Yeah.
so I actually had
That sounds like
had
some
that.
apocalyptic business.
It was kind of freaky, it was weird. It was like, wow. And it Curly, which was crazy, was it happened just a couple days after my birthday, and the path of totality so happened to go right over this island that we were camping at, and going down there and camping and wakeboarding and stuff like that. I was like, Brad, I was like, dude, the eclipse is rolling right through there, dude. Like it's going literally, like totality is right there on where we go camping. Like I was like, I gotta have, let's have a birthday party. I gotta have like my birthday party down there and hang out with you, and just try to get as many of my friends to come down and hang out with us and experience this. Um, I was like, this is like once in a lifetime. And yeah, and it was just so cool that it all kind of came together. And but for the camera, you have to have like a same thing with the glasses. You had to cover the lens up, because
Hmm.
you can't let the sun go right into your camera. It's gonna burn your sensor out.
Right.
So same
Right.
idea.
Right.
You had to have a filter over the lens, and
Hmm.
and it's constantly moving too. So the trouble I had was like trying to follow it. So the couple days before, it's like, all right, I had an app that tells me the path of the sun. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to be set up here. And at this time at 2:30 is when it's going to happen. And it's going to be right there. And just trying to do all those calculations, figure that stuff out. It, and doing it all manually too was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, it's dark. I'm trying to take a picture and I can't see it. So I had to like take the thing off my lens real quick. And I was like, oh, it's dark now. I got to take this filter off, you know, and, uh, and I'm like fumbling around. So I did kind of, I did feel like I kind of wasted a little bit of the experience by taking the photo and not just experiencing it. But, um, but
Right.
I'm
Right.
really happy with what I came up with, and the
I would be.
I,
I
yeah,
mean,
I love it.
it looks
I do.
so crisp and well exposed, and yeah,
It came out way better
I'm
than
impressed.
I thought it would. Uh, so
Nick says you're a nerd.
right, a little nerdy, yeah,
Whatever, dude. You're sitting here watching people talk about drum and bass,
yeah, man.
nerd.
uh,
It's all nerds here.
yeah, we all nerding out, so one way or
Big
another.
nerd energy. Uh, dude, um, it is already well, it's 8:47 for me, which means it's
Oh wow,
9:47 for you. We have talked
yeah.
that long. I told you it was gonna go
Hey,
faster than you thought.
wow, yeah. It's only been two
Um,
hours then, huh? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I don't want to like I'm so glad we got to talk about your photography, and it sounds like you shoot digital, which is awesome. Are you Canon or Nikon, or do you have some other random third
Sony,
option?
Sony mirrorless.
Sony, okay. So,
That's really,
oh, mirrorless, yeah,
yeah. It's really compact.
very cool.
It's it's just a $550 Sony, nothing too crazy. um you could you can pretty much put it in your purse. It's only, the mirrorless is so small. Mirrorless is just so small, and you can
Yeah,
just throw it right in your
yeah,
purse. And I love
nice.
it. But yeah, Sony,
Yeah,
I love Sony stuff. They got great cameras. And yeah,
yeah.
that's what I use for my
Oh
that's
man,
use
Entity
it for my stream. But yeah, yes, I saw maybe
Oh yeah.
Anthony's in here.
Yeah, he just missed the photo. Did you just hang it up back on the wall, the eclipse photo?
Oh, I can throw it
Entity's
up.
big into photography too.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Look look at this
Um,
dude. He took this himself, Entity. Look
look
at
at
that.
that.
Yes, he was in the path of totality for this solar eclipse. What year was this?
Um, was it 2017? I think.
2017.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Um,
Yeah.
there's going to be
Yeah, and he
another
did it all
one.
manual, dude. There's going to be another one.
Yes, there's another one happening. It's going to go from Mexico all the way across the United States through like Lake Erie, kind of towards like Chicago and Vermont, and yeah, it's pretty much just it goes right through the United States, straight through it. That one is 2024 or 25, so it's not too far away.
Attention, attention, Ben Proper Bias. Did you hear there will be an eclipse potentially passing over Chicago in 2024? That is a proper Chicago event opportunity. Look into it.
Right?
Eclipse party. Um,
I'm sure
um,
there's going to be something going
I
on.
I can't even tell you how impressed I am that you took that you did all of that eclipse stuff manually. Because I mean, my understanding is that most of the photos we see of that, it's on like an armature, and like human beings are not doing the moving and getting
Right.
everything into proper position.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there was people doing it lots of different ways. Like some people had a motorized thing that just kept the camera was programmed to always follow. It was tracking the sun, so they didn't have to move their
Hmm.
camera or anything. And yeah, I
Right,
saw a
right.
lot of different. A lot of people do a lot of different things. It was really cool.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so we're almost done. So before we break, I want to make sure that we promo everything about you that we need to promo. So, guys, this man has a great Instagram. You can see some of his his photos. Um, I just put the link up to it in the stream. If you
Thanks.
have not followed him by now, what are you even doing here? But there's your link to do that. So tell us about obviously you do I love Mondays. Do you have like a standing time that you do it on Monday, or do you kind of change depending on everyone else?
I try to stick to my time because it's kind of been my time for a long time. So 7 to 10 has kind of been my like spot that in my you know
So 7 to 10 Eastern every Monday.
yes, 7 to 10 Eastern on Mondays. Sometimes it does change, and I do sometimes I just can't do it, and and there's sometimes I might have to move because of the raid train or something like that, or
Mhm.
um, yeah, just you know um, So, but I try to stick to my time because there's people
Yeah,
on my Facebook friends, and there's and just in family and stuff, and just people that aren't keeping all up on everything all the time, but they know that
right.
hey, when they hear Monday, they think of me, and they're like, oh, Jonah's going to be playing at around 7 o'clock, and we'll look out for him or something like that. So I try to stick to that time
Nice.
if I can. Just some
Nice.
people are like,
Yeah.
some people are texting me. They're like, dude, I thought you'd play. I thought you'd be playing. And it's like, oh, something came up today, or
Right. Right.
I moved back an hour or something like that.
Oh,
And
Solarize, you're touching down on proper this Sunday. Do tell.
I am. So Jen and Nick hit me up and asked me if I wanted to play on their Sunday thing. And I thought it was
Nice.
I thought it was their thing, and they were like, oh no, it's like a proper Chicago thing, and I was like, oh okay, cool. And they're like, um, we're thinking about having Anthony Casper, and we'd love to have you. And I'm not sure who else is playing, but Anthony Casper is going to be playing, and not really sure if I play before him or after him, but yeah, Sunday's going to be Sunday's a big day. Actually, I have two events on Sunday, and I have to DJ a wedding on Saturday. So this,
Wow.
and then I thought I was going to have an event on Friday as well, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do all this. This is a lot. Um, but So yeah, so Saturday I have a wedding gig, and then Sunday I'm doing the from the annex. Um, Hit me with a link and invited me to jump in on the World Wildlife Fund and actually
Woohoo.
escape velocity, and this other girl um, throw the event. The other girl throws the event, and escape velocity. She SenseNet, she helps out with that, and so it's kind of them two organizing it all. But yeah, from the
Nice.
annex was like, hey, would you be interested in, DJing a fundraiser? And I was like, yeah, sure, man. And so it's kind of been in the works for the past couple months, and yeah, that's going to be fun. I
That's
got
awesome.
2 hours with that in the in the morning afternoon time. I think it's like at 1 to 3 years or somewhere like that. Um, and then the proper Chicago. So it was like, and like Nick's asked me to like play a gig, and then and then I got well. What happened with the World Wildlife Fund is they asked me to play on Saturday, and I was like, I can't play on Saturday. I have a wedding, so
Right.
I had to
Right.
make some changes there, and then trying to organize all this stuff so it's it's all not overlapping too close together and stuff like that. So here's Bioswing. She's posting up the time
Yes.
slot here. So we're still trying to
Thank
figure
you.
out, I
Thank
guess.
you.
But
Yeah. Man, God bless Proper, if only for the fact that it's one thing that happens on Twitch that is in Central Time, which is where I live. So I
that's
don't have to do any converting for their events.
that's
The
good because that could
my
be
stream and theirs. That's it.
yeah
Everything else involves math.
yeah it's been
That's
a
amazing. Vice Wing said that they call it Proper Chicago DMV Liquid Lounge, and it's a monthly. I love that. You are a perfect choice for sure. Um, and I love that you are you excited about, is this the first wedding you're DJing since, the world went to hell, or have you been doing some
I play
IRL gigs before now?
I did play one before winter, and it was an outside, and then they had a little tent set up, and this one's going to be outside as well at a pavilion. So, we're outside, and I got my shots. I'm trying not to try not, and just sometimes I'll go into place and be like, oh yeah, great. Wait, I have to have my mask on. Like, but around
Yeah.
here they're opening the restaurants, and you don't have to have a mask on. And so, I mean, you have to walk in with the
Yep.
mask, but once you sit down, you don't have to. And so things are opening up,
Yeah.
and people are getting out and
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. I know that lots of the people we know, as those parts of life come back, their stress can be greatly reduced as they can, begin to earn their income again that they used to earn. So,
right.
um, not and it's really nice for people that want to get married and want to have a reception to be able to do that. Yay.
Yeah. The
Um,
only thing that did kind of stink is I have this wedding booked, but I also had another one booked, and I've had 2 or 3 other people contact me and want to have me DJ the same day. I'm like, you guys all want to throw either a wedding or a party on the same day. I was like, I already have a
Mhm.
wedding, so I had to kind of turn down a couple already. Where it's like, man, if you guys
Yeah.
change the day, let me know. But so they are
Yeah.
kind of coming in a little bit, and I got a couple other ones. It's just like I said, just friends of friends and word of mouth stuff. It's nothing, um, nothing too crazy, but
I imagine it's going to be like that for a while though, for like for all aspects of like public events, because it's going to be like, oh wait, we can do this again, and everybody is going to want to make it happen. Um, like people have been dying to,
oh yeah,
go out, have parties, whatever, so
yeah,
venues
absolutely.
and everything else associated with it are going to be in high demand, I'm sure. Um, Nick asks, are you doing a tree fest soon too?
Oh yes, yeah. So I'm doing a little outside event. We're having a little camp out, and Family Tree Collective is they're out of like Baltimore. Um, they have a channel on Twitch, and they've been doing parties at their little studio on Saturdays, and they have their friends over, and they'll have like three or so DJs over, and they'll throw events on Saturday, and
Nice.
they kind of they kind of found me, and they were like, oh, hey, we're close by, we're local, and and so just in a couple weeks, 2 weeks from now, I'll be they'll be throwing an event out in the woods, and yeah, we'll be camping out, and I got a set there, so I'll be playing some tunes there, and yeah,
That
meeting some
sounds
more new
lovely.
friends. So
Yeah,
sounds like
that sounds wonderful.
the summer is starting off pretty fun and good and everything.
Yeah.
So
So you have a
meeting a lot.
lot going on.
I do right
I
now.
am
It's
into
actually
that.
a lot happening.
I am into that. Okay, so if people want to know about the lineups for upcoming I Love Mondays, they can see that on your Instagram, right?
Yeah, I try to post a
Um,
flyer on Instagram. Yep, and
hmm? uh, I try to do the same thing. I don't always hit the
yeah,
mark.
right. Yep, same.
Uh, um, then and typically you are from 7 to 10 Eastern on Mondays p.m.
Yes. Yep.
And then this weekend at 8 or 9 Central Time on Sunday, you are doing the proper Chicago Liquid Lounge, which is amazing. And then there was one more, the World Wildlife.
World Wildlife Fund. That's going to be going on all weekend long, and there's a bunch of DJs playing on
Okay.
there, from the Annex to Meta Pattern to Escape Velocity and lots of others. So you will probably see them go live and see a WWF and be like, "What is WWF?" And then because it sounds
Are
like
we
right,
wrestling?
right, it's like a wrestling match, but so that's what I'm assuming. Like, what? What's this mean? And then they're gonna jump in there and be, oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right. Um, so
Yeah.
so you'll see that this weekend
Well,
a lot from other people.
thank you so much for giving us all of
Yeah,
that info. I'm super excited. And thank you so much for being here. This was so much fun. I have
yeah.
really enjoyed talking to you. So we've
Thanks.
covered so many different things, and I just love that. Like, we're not just interesting for music. Like, y'all are creative in so many areas. I just love that. Um, I just love that. Um, Via Swing asks, will you be doing the WWF train on your channel? Like, so if we follow you, will we get a notification that
Yep.
that
Abs-
your set is happening?
yep. So yeah, it's just like a raid train, like any
Excellent.
other, but it's it's not
Okay,
around the clock,
cool.
not around the clock. So there's like start in the morning, then it ends at a certain time, and then it restarts the next day. Um,
Yeah,
and but yeah, it'll
awesome.
just be
Awesome.
a raid train, and you'll just
Yeah.
hop aboard and keep
Okay,
rolling through.
awesome. Well, again, thank you so much. This was
Yes, thank
really,
you,
really
Curly.
fun.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that we were talking about Jen and Nick because SLP D&B is
Yeah,
streaming, and so we are going
I
to raid
saw
into
that.
them.
Awesome. Yes, let's
Yeah,
do it.
so
That's
that's
cool.
perfect. Um, So yeah, guys, if you want to know more about the lovely Gin Symmetry and it's Nick Merchant, right?
Yep.
He's SLP DNB. We're gonna raid into them. They're amazing, super dope people. And yeah, next week, oh god, next week. Darth Liquid is going to be on next week. So if anyone
Oh,
wants to
nice.
try and harass him, good luck,
All right.
because I don't think he can be harassed. Um, I don't think it's possible.
I'll go find some photos of what I think he looks like.
There you go. Yes. So he'll be on next week, and the 25th. Speaking of Escape Velocity, A1 Voodoo will be my guest.
Oh,
So I'm
sick.
really
Awesome.
excited about both of those. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen the Saturdays, the Saturdays around that, but you know, we'll find out. Something will happen.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna pop up the promo video and get this raid going. So
All
thank you
right,
so
sweet.
much again.
Thanks everybody for
I've
watching.
really really enjoyed this.
Me
Yeah,
too,
and
Carly.
thank
Thank you
you
so much.
folks for everything. My audience, you're amazing. You let me do this wonderful wild Twitch adventure, and I love you for that.